Welcome back to another exciting night, morning, afternoon, whenever the hell you listen to it. But it's still wrestling with Ski. Regardless, I am Ski, and it feels like Monday.
I'm Justin, and every day's a Monday in my world until Friday at 5.
Every day I'm hustling. Yeah. Except Cat Williams is way more entertaining when that's playing than me.
Yes, it is.
No offense to myself. I'm still funny, but not Cat Williams a few years ago funny. That guy was on top of the world. But again, you just told me.
Talking about Cocoa Puffs and other extracurricular activities upsetting his children, but
Hey, doesn't like offending their own children. That way you have children for it, so you can have someone continuously right there with you for 18 years just to offend and piss off all the time.
Yep. Agreed.
And vice versa. Like, it's the beautiful thing when you sit there looking at them going, God, if that wasn't something I would do, I'd be so mad right now. Or, damn, that's funny, but I have to be an adult. And I didn't think Raw was as bad as you said it was. I don't know what the hell your problem was.
I mean, given it's WrestleMania rehash season, so I'm just want to move on beyond all this crap because we couldn't have a better theme for the upcoming pay-per-view. Shall we start out with
yes, it's a backlash at all the fans for all the stupid garbage ideas they had. They're now punishing us for it by doing them all over again. One more time. One less time for old time's sake.
Yeah. And they're just going to pile a whole bunch of other garbage on the top of the garbage that they think they're going to, get themselves out of. So
we can get through this quick, and then I can give before we get into it, here's my big great spiel. Okay, here we go. Before we get into the first thing that happened, and our dear friend from the Queen City, she's not. They could have just left it be Rhea and Asuka and actually built them and let Charlotte just go away so she can make her damn movie. And then she can come back and attack whoever the hell is champion, which is probably Rhea, from behind after her pay-per-view, hold the title over like Reigns did, and boom, story, without making this giant waste of time.
Yeah.
I don't even care if Alexa and Lily go after her. I don't care.
I really hope it's Charlotte.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like,
I'm not even concerned that the fact that Lily
it didn't
was there
need to happen.
When Mandy freaking Sonya Deville was there. I'm hoping it's Charlotte at this point because I'm with you. Don't get me wrong, great on the mic, great in the ring, but just overkill. Seriously, make her go away.
You know what? Her on TV right now, it's very similar to like that song Overkill. The song by Motorhead, you sang it, but it's like kind of like another thing that's overkill. That'd be her face.
Yeah.
If you haven't looked at it lately, go back to just 2 years ago, last year, and look at her face to now. Guess what? That's not maturing.
Yeah.
Overkill. Where's Lemmy? Motorhead.
Overall, good tag team match. I give it a B.
That deserves a much worse rating than you gave the whole
for what
night.
It is. Reginald, doing a backflip, maybe give it a C minus, maybe.
D plus. Like there's a such thing? Yes. Reginald gets a D plus. Hell, I was sitting here. There was a blonde human being sitting right there that doesn't ever watch wrestling while I was just trying to catch up. And you heard Lou while you were on the phone with me while he was also here looking at you going like, you can't do it. Like her acting is trash, talking about Nia. Like her acting is trash and he hasn't watched wrestling in forever.
Yeah.
Both of them. Her acting is trash. And who the hell are you actually going to believe is going to like she's the size of like the whole other team combined. Like, and they don't watch wrestling. And they walked in and went, man, she sucks. Yeah. Like that match gets like a D plus because it doesn't even like exist. Like when people that don't watch wrestling
if you take Reginald and Flair out of it.
No, I don't get like Charlotte. Good. They like Charlotte stuff. Shayna, like, wow, those strikes look good. Yeah, her strikes do look good. Ask Asuka. Sometimes they look too good. Reginald, I mean, he didn't have the greatest of landing. He backed into the announce table. I was hoping he would have I just don't like him. Said good things about Dana. Said good things about Mandy and Asuka. Not so much about Dana, but well, she's just there.
Yeah.
But straight up, both of them. Like, what the hell is the point of Nia? Like, what's her like? You can't believe that anyone's going to beat her, and she can't act to save her life. And those are people that don't watch it. That match gets a failure because there were two people that haven't watched wrestling in over a decade that went, Like when there's that many people involved and you're going like, what is that? Like, what is that? Like that match is, thank God for, I don't know, Mandy and Asuka and Charlotte. No offense to Nia, Reginald, or Dana, but well, they were the weak links of the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, non-wrestling people were like, I was like, don't worry, she's the Rock's cousin. Like, oh, makes sense now. Like we all get it. At least Charlotte has talent to back it up. Nia just, that makes me want to rip my own head off.
But then things get a little bit better. Backstage dealing
Johnny
with
Drip
Riddle
Drip.
and New Day and all that kind of stuff.
I love
you
those.
know.
Like, and again,
the typical Matt Riddle stuff,
yeah.
you know.
And there's Randy.
And then Randy just shows up behind him. Yep.
You thought that was funny?
Good character development, story build up. Hopefully they keep going with
Yeah,
the
I hope they keep, like, they could have like a solid run before they turn them on each other, because obviously that's kind of the point. It's not, I still don't get how he lost it, like he beat Bray and then now I'm on a bigger thing, more important thing, like get back towards the title, and suddenly he's with Matt Riddle. Like that was your big thing. But I love him. I think it's great. I think, you know, he could do good for Riddle. He had something to, you know, Orton did not make him just the same damn, because no offense to him. Like he's great at it. And it was kind of like Cena. It was like,
and honestly, I don't see anyone but them for AJ and Amos to drop the titles too. So
yeah, like I mean the New Day thing's already over.
They could really, you know, build a solid tag team relationship and a program without even introducing AJ and Amos yet till maybe beginning of August.
And here's the good one. Who the hell are they defending against on Sunday? Are they not?
I haven't heard anything yet.
I was just making sure I wasn't missing anything. Like
the only thing we've gotten so far is Universal, WWE, Intercontinental.
I was just making sure I didn't miss anything.
SmackDown tag, and both women's titles.
Again, I was
so
just
that leaves United States and Raw tag teams.
I was just making sure I didn't miss it. See, that was nice. You're even getting shut ups. I'm looking forward to actually a lot of those matches. Looking forward to a lot of them. Like there's a lot, like Bailey and Bianca. Again, not to go off, but Bailey doing what she is now, that's going to be a hell of a match, and it'll help Bianca in the long run because it's Bailey and she's really that good.
It'll be one of those long stretch matches, but either way, no matter what, we know Bianca's probably going to retain, but Bailey's still going to look strong because that's the way it works.
You know what I'm saying? Like that looks good. Big E and Apollo will be good.
Yes.
Roman and Cesaro, it'll be good. We all know how it's going to end, but it'll be good. The Universal title match with the three of those behemoths going at it, the way they've been having matches on Raw, that'll be good. Like there's a lot of, like, it'll at least be good matches. I'm not going to get into how they're going to screw up the finishes, but most of it is good. I never heard anything about those two. I like, what, they just, AJ and Amos did like, what? You got the titles. Well, all he has to do is just stand there. Come on, just throw someone out there. But hopefully, again, RK Bro, will they give them? I mean, they're already beaten Elias and Riker, AJ and Amos. I mean, technically in that match they beat them. Yeah. So, but I think that'll be a good thing, and they can drag it out past like August too, and just make something like really, really like let them have a run, because I think it'll be good for Riddle in the long run. It'll keep Randy from beating up his body. It'll have to work, and he can help just build Riddle into something that's. I mean, he'll still be a goof, but because I don't think they'll turn him heel.
No.
So I think it'll be really. I think it'll be good. Just I just don't want to see them screw it up.
Then you got your normal, typical MVP trying to weasel his way for Lashley to have a easier match and all that stuff. Adam followed by the Adam Pearce stuff, Miz and Morrison. We all know where that's ending. We all know where that's going.
Don't forget the drip drip.
Yeah.
Can't forget the drip drip in the hair.
Double drip.
2 drips. It sounds like a rapper. What are you? I'm double drip.
Double D Morrison.
I don't want to hear anything with double D's associated with. So you think that the first thing you're thinking of Maurice.
Or D squared.
That's more fitting for him. You think of D more, double D Morrison to me, you're just thinking of Maurice the whole time.
Oh, it's all right. Happens.
It's actually not a bad thing to think about. Most of her younger years before WWE, when it was like really fun to look at Maurice.
Yeah.
Even though I miss her in the ring. Too bad she
And then,
just stopped.
then we were graced with Jinder Mahal. Yay.
See, that was so good I didn't even write it down. You know what my problem is? Here's my problem. They get rid of all those people. But they keep Jeff on so he could get run over by Jinder, who no one gives a damn about, can't talk because he sounds like he's talking out of his nose, and it's gonna go nowhere.
Well, the only legitimate thing or anything that makes sense
Sorry.
for that is probably in the not so distant future is Mahal and McIntyre, just to kind of figure out
because
what
they're
gonna
friends.
do with, just because what they got to figure out with Lashley.
But for love of
I'm just saying, like it kind of.
God, if Jinder Mahal. I don't even want to fathom that something that stupid, because he didn't deserve it in the first run. And if they weren't going to breaking into the Indian market, then in India, by the way, people not picking on Indians, like they were literally breaking into India with the network, then he wouldn't have had the title run in the first place.
Pretty much.
Because he didn't deserve it. But Jeff going it, like there's a million guys that just Drew getting in everyone's face in the locker room saying, well, you want a shot? You're like, they're just sitting there. You're like, oh God, he's still here. And Jeff has to go and get mauled.
Yeah, that was very, very short match.
Like, what the hell? Like, you have enough people.
That was like, really I walked in the bathroom, went to the bathroom,
came back, and it was gone.
And it was the next segment. Like,
well, maybe you shouldn't go to the bathroom like a 90-year-old man.
Oh, thank God I have Rewind on my DVR.
Thank God they don't let me fast forward through commercials on Hulu. Half the time it lets me, and half the time it doesn't. Like, cool, yeah. And then the other half, it's like, I have to watch 5 minutes of commercials. Why? So I have to now fast forward through the match just so I can make it. But I'm just mad about, like, I just don't get why. Like, there's so many people that need TV time that could very happily just be enhancement talent. Like, I'm sorry, multiple time champion, lots of time tag champ. Like, he doesn't need to be getting just bulldozed by people every time you see him. What the hell is the point of keeping him then? You can go and do something else and ride off into the sunset. Go do something with his brother. With the whole broken, woken brother Nero can come back and he can go.
I was gonna say, well, Jeff only just signed his contract last year, so he's
saying that, and he got hurt. I'm just saying, like, use him for something worth a damn. Like, how many other former multiple-time world champs do you see just going over as enhancement talent? It doesn't happen. Like, what the hell's the point? That's the only thing that pissed me off there. And if we're going to talk about being pissed off, let's just throw out Charlotte talking to Sonya to get that whole
stupid
good match, but put on a great match. That's all I'm going to say about that. But that whole thing happened right in the midst of all that backstage, and that was stupid.
Yeah,
really stupid.
Then we have the next actual good highlight of the night, RK Bro.
Oh,
all that stuff.
RK Bro happened right after Johnny Drip. See, I was still paying attention at that point. But like again, they were good.
Yeah.
Like, they're always good. Like, say, again, we already went over it, but
wasn't
good chemistry. They're together. Randy stayed out of the ring the whole time until the last second, which is what Lou noticed. He's like, he didn't do anything. Like,
it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be, but it was like to the point. Like, it wasn't like
it made the point. It didn't overly ridiculously do it. Like, and that's all Lou said. Like, Randy didn't do anything. Well, he's a snake for something. What? He was slithering in the grass. Bang, RKO done.
Yep.
No one cared. Done.
And then we have Sheamus and Carrillo.
And that was a damn shame, because that was a great match until
it was. Luckily, followed up on the article. It was a scare, nothing serious. He's okay.
Unless you saw him laying there the whole time. He didn't go double it. He was looking at anything that would listen to him at the time. But no offense to any of that, Sheamus had he looked like he had to physically fling Sheamus to get him to move. At all. Like, he did his flip. Sheamus, sorry, I put that one on Sheamus.
Yeah.
Because I watched it back. Like, he went right through there and did it. Like, he shouldn't, the forward projection should, Sheamus didn't give him anything. That kind of looked like the choke slam from Taker to Hogan when Hogan got that far off the ground.
Yeah.
which I would have picked him up and literally just driven my fist directly into his neck after
Yeah.
that if I was Taker, but it wasn't good. I'm glad he's not actually hurt because I thought that was
Yeah.
the best match of the night. Like those two are tearing it down until
Oh yeah.
again, where the hell was Sheamus? Like, oh yeah, let go and
I mean,
fall
out
backwards.
of all the people, I thought they would make a program with Sheamus. I think that's going to work out pretty well. I mean, and it kind of, in a sense, kind of delays the program, and obviously they're going to wrestle again.
Yeah, and soon he'll come back, but
Yeah,
that one's on Sheamus.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Like you could, I mean, you watched it. Do you think so? I thought so. I thought that was on
Oh, yeah.
Sheamus. He could have came off and done like, I mean, he had to physically work to launch. Like, sorry, guy. Like he goes like this, he flips. You go like you've seen you do it a million times. What?
Yeah.
Like that should not have happened.
Yeah.
Like, and I watched it going. I felt that right here. Can't see my leg, but it's right here. Hey,
There it is.
yeah, that one. I felt that right there. What? I know how that feels. It didn't need to happen, but again, when he comes back, I hope they don't use this as to stop it
Yeah.
because I thought him and Sheamus were putting on like
Oh yeah.
like it was
Definitely
a
going
good
to be a
match.
good program.
Yeah, like so that wasn't on him.
Yeah.
That's on the guy that just has to fall backwards.
And another match I was really impressed with was Benjamin and Alexander.
I wish they got more time.
Yeah,
Was maybe more even.
Yeah, I mean it was a good old fashioned wrestling match, but it could have been a little bit longer.
A little bit longer, and I wish they gave Shelton just a little bit more.
Yeah,
just because I mean, if it wasn't like he got like his one moment, and then again Cedric was right, and if Cedric wasn't jaw jacking, that wouldn't have happened. Like I wish it would have been a little more even before that. And I'm sure they're going to keep building it between those two. I just wish Cedric would shut up because there's just something about the pitch of his voice when he's yelling that makes birds fall out of the sky. Like that's terrifying, but he can wrestle.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And Shelton can't do it, which is why, which like I don't even care if it's supposed to be him just mauling me. Ha ha, look, I stole it. Like I stole the match. Yeah, but he's that talented. Like,
yeah.
Let Shelton do something in there. And I just thought it was about 80.
Maybe
I thought it was 80-20.
Maybe they're playing it safe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Honestly, let Shelton wrestle, just like you said before with Edge. You know, they were really trying to protect him, but if you just let him wrestle to what they know they can do, it's better to not. It's better to let that happen than be over careful and then something go wrong.
Yeah, and you run over more like, and you overly protect them like it makes them look bad, and there's more chance of something stupid happening just because it takes all the natural flow of everything out of there. Really, what does he do by getting murdered like that? He just actually is taking more bumps, which is putting his body. Because no offense, Shelton's not the high fly. He's never. I mean, he can, but he's never really been the big like flying through the air doing stupid stuff.
No, I mean he's had some spots, but he's getting up there.
Some, but I mean like, so it's not like letting him like just like Edge, like just let him go. But he can go. We all know he can go. Otherwise, he wouldn't be out there in the ring doing it at all because they wouldn't put him out there. So I think it'd be a great thing if they just let him wrestle, just like Edge. Every time he took a swinging neck breaker, something he'd lay on the ground and like cry for 10 minutes and drag around, look half dead. Look at him at Mania. He looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, well, just let him wrestle. We all know he's old and he had a bad neck. We know. Look at all these other people. What they don't play it off nearly as bad as they made Edge. And they come back from a knee or anything else. They're like, oh, it sucks. But Edge is like every single time he took a bump since he came back, went straight to holding his neck, and he was all slow. Like, just let go. He's gonna hurt himself more by trying. They overly slow things down and try to do it. Like it's just because it's not how they
happened with the cinematic match.
Like it's just not their natural like flow of things like that, like slowing them all down and making them like it can actually it throws them completely out of the rhythm. And wrestling really, I mean, that's all about timing and rhythm, really.
Yeah.
But that's that. Again, Asuka and Rhea, I think, was next.
Yeah.
That was
a good back and forth.
Yeah, like again, those two we know that they could do. And Rhea really is. I mean, I wish they would stop putting like on the screen just 24 years old. Like we get it. How about you actually put like real like career things on there?
Yeah.
Like she's just 24. Like congratulations, stupid.
It's like the Mad Facts rehashed all over again.
Except worse, because at least those made you laugh. Like that does not like cream cheese on his bagel. Get out of here.
Yeah.
What a weirdo. Matt woke up on the right side of the bed today.
Good for him.
good. Like, I'm happy for him. Like, yeah, that one's like she's just 24, and
Okay.
like, congratulations. Like, she's like NXT, like UK, and
God, I mean, for
NXT
God's
UK
sake,
champion, NXT Women's
yeah,
Champion. She's
for God's sake, did she like wrestle an alligator? At least put some kind of accomplishment up there.
like, I mean, she's an NXT champion. She's an NXT UK Women's Champion. She's done all like just 24 years old. Who gives up? You didn't put
Yeah.
that up on the stream when Randy won.
Fact.
Like, but it's going to be a good match. I just wish Charlotte wouldn't be anywhere near
Yeah.
that. But, and I was happy that Priest got it. I wish that they wouldn't have had. We got the win over Morrison. I wish they didn't have. I mean, I wasn't as impressed by the match, but
Yeah. Well,
seemed
you
like
know
they're
what?
rushing through it. I know what they're building it for those two to finally split. Like, I fully know what they're doing, which is why the Miz jumped up and screwed him again. And like, and again, them never talking about like it. We all know why they're doing it, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on them at all for that. I'm just wondering when they're going to do it, but it was a good match, and I like Priest. I mean, Priest and Miz, I think, are going to have a great match. And we'll see what Morrison Morrison screws. Like, I'm sure they're going to have Morrison get up there and distract the referee, and that's going to cause Miz just because, heaven forbid, we could just not. But it'll build towards them separating finally, and I just hope that them separating finally means that the Miz is going to go make like the Marine 75, and Johnny Drip Drip can actually do something with his return.
I mean, you can even throw him into the United States title mix.
MVP has done more on the microphone with a cane in his hand after his surgery or whatever he did. Just that Morrison's done his whole entire return.
Yeah.
And I'm over it. I've been complaining about that cane, since last year.
The cane itself that MVP carries has more time than what Morrison's had since returning.
But again, Miz and Morrison, we know they'll tear the house down. Probably again be SummerSlam. Like, they're gonna drag it out until they're in front of people and blah da 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 da. But it'll be good. Priest looked good. Morrison did look good. I just wish, again, I'm just wishing more for Morrison because, like, talent wise, he's better than pretty much the whole entire roster.
I kind of wish they would have. I kind of wish he'd go down to NXT.
That would be a good thing too. Think of the stuff he could do down there.
Oh yeah.
Look at all the people down there. He could like, and they don't really have anyone like him. I mean, some of the guys are like
Morrison and Gargano,
Morrison, Ciampa, Morrison, Escobar.
Yeah.
Like, not Morrison Cross, but
no.
But he could have great matches with all kinds of people.
Escobar, because I mean, Johnny's been in that kind of environment already. You know what I mean?
Yep. And they could make him like NXT. Like, they could have when Cross finally just drops it and comes up to the main roster. Like, let Johnny have it. Drip Drip, not Gargano. Can't believe I'm calling him that, but have him do that, and then he could just work with all kinds of people. Like, let him have it. Well, what's the worst that can happen? He goes down there and he's completely different than, again, anything in the heavyweight picture altogether. Like, that could be phenomenal, and then he'd actually be used for something.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally just been there for comic relief and whatever the hell is going on top of his head. At least he has Drip Drip in it. I mean, at least there's that. But that thing's like a living, breathing creature, and it's a giant waste of talent because he's way better than anything they've done, like, at all. I'm pretty sure he was in the Royal Rumble and he came out, and I'm pretty sure Brock just heaved him out of the ring inside of like 10 seconds. Like, and so far, then
like 16 people. So.
Yeah, and then like so far, Morrison's had like a van that he was in with Miz flipped over on him, and there's been paint. Like, he's just been stupid. Like, he's just like, I hate it. Like, that's actual hate. You have to love before you can hate. And I loved his character just because he was so different. And I hate that they're turning him into just Mrs. Patsy. Yeah. Like, I know they're paying him way more than that. Way more than a Ms.
What's
Patsy.
any more exciting than that than Bobby Lashley giving Braun Strowman a hug? That was kind of awkward.
I'm just happy that they turned it, and I was just tired of hearing. Be like, didn't we just go over like calling like Braun stupid? And there we are. What, businessman? Well, you're smarter than that. Didn't we just get over calling him stupid? Like, didn't we just do that? Like, can we like? I was happy to see him fling everyone around, but I think that's a very bad sign for things to come. They put him that over Monday. I have an odd feeling he's not going anywhere near over on Sunday. Because how often does someone look that good on Monday and then actually win in a triple threat?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how they're going to, again, how are they going to back themselves out of a corner that's going to be believable for someone to Lashley to lose to?
Dun, 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 dun. And
I
hippity.
don't know.
And what else do they have for me? Everyone's always talked about it for years
Or
and years.
do we get that at SummerSlam? Lesnar wins the title and
Yeah.
he holds on to Mania, and then Drew faces Brock again
In front of people and
in front of people, and yeah,
gets the pop. I don't know. But
that sounds
who
like the
else?
lazy way out. But that's usually
Who else do
typically,
they have?
yeah.
I mean, sadly, we don't think Drew's. I mean, like, what they gave Bobby his moments, and they could lose after that and just fade off into the glory and leave. I mean, whatever.
Well, I
don't think they'd give
I
up
read-
on the chance of getting
I
Bobby
did-
and
I
Brock.
did read an article or an interview that Drew McIntyre had, and McIntyre agrees it was good for him to lose in a sense, because I forget what the quote was about comparing themselves to Superman. He's more like Batman in the sense because, I mean, look at the comparisons, And I don't think Drew wanted to be that next guy, that next babyface Cena guy. He wants to be able to build his own character, and kudos to him. I mean,
No matter what,
Cena didn't win them all the time, so it's good for character development.
Except for championship matches. He kind of.
Yeah, but again,
Yeah.
Drew doesn't want to go down that route.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
John started winning them a long time ago. Drew's like 1,000 years old, and he's way more talented than Lashley ever can be. So
yeah,
look what happened the last time he went with. Oh, I don't want to be that guy. You were that guy that got fired, and now you're way older, kid. And again, he's better than Lashley because he can talk. Hell, Lashley can't get 4 words together. He's like Jey Uso. Like, why do you have him talk? What? He's got Heyman. He's got Roman. Hell, he's got Jimmy now. Why have him talk?
yeah.
Like, he's got MVP. Just shut up. It's not like Roman, who has, has Paul talk for him, but he can still talk. Lashley, you hear the microphone. There's more passion in my voice right now than there is ever in Lashley.
Yeah.
As I want to reach through the screen, slap the Jesus out of your face. I want to beat the living hell out of you. You can believe it in my voice when I say that. Bobby, it's like, domo morigato, Mr. Roboto. Because he's a robot and it doesn't sound good. The VA automated line sounds better.
I haven't called that in a while, so I believe you on that.
They occasionally call to remind me of my appointments after the appointments already happened, but you know what? Damn it, at least they gave me it. Kind of. I mean, and that is better than Bobby, because Bobby's like, what? Stop. What? Like, where's Randy to walk up and be like, where's that? Someone take the microphone out of his hand. That's why he shouldn't be.
It'd be more
Braun
entertaining.
can even talk.
It would be more entertaining if Riddle came out and did that.
But like,
ride his little scooter down to the ring and just go right up to him.
Braun can even talk though. Like, either way, like, I just nothing against Bobby. Sorry, you got your ring. You don't deserve to be that guy because you're not the total package. Like, look at all the other people that had managers that have been the total package.
Because he's got muscles and Vince McMahon likes big guys.
And with the current situation in the country and all that.
Yeah.
But who cares? Braun can talk. He has a good story. Drew can talk. Great story. Look at all the great guys, even when they had managers. Roman with Paul can talk. Brock with Paul, but Brock could talk. Edge with, like Lita. It wasn't like the same thing, but when he was with Vicky could talk, but he could talk.
Yeah.
Cross, this past promo, sounded way better. It sounded more natural, like it was more his words. But, like he could talk, even though he has Scarlett to do most of it. Like, all these, like, and then there's Bobby. It's like, it can't. no matter how hard he seems to be trying, he's about as worthless to me as Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Who they
And you can
played,
tell it's scripted. You can tell it's scripted.
who they played the original promo for earlier in the day and then finally added to it. Thank God, because I was watching with that same thing they showed us last week. Like, are
Yeah,
they,
speaking of promos or vignettes, that was kind of weird that they threw the Karrion Cross thing out there on Raw.
no, hey, promotion. Like, hey, what? Don't forget tomorrow.
You know,
Jeez.
I mean, I just find it odd. Like it was like I don't know. I'm not going to read too much into it, but
we all know it's coming sooner or later.
yeah, honestly, the only one I see.
But they had
actually is Cross. That is really.
But they had
if it wouldn't be Drew or
they had Mercedes and Raquel like thing up there too on Monday night.
Oh yeah, true.
So I mean, they gave both of them just time. Like, what? Please God, watch the show. I was like, ratings. That's all that was. So at least they're both. And then Raquel is nowhere near ready for the main event.
Oh.
And Mercedes has been around. She's more ready for main roster than Raquel.
Oh yeah.
So, but they put it out there. But it was, I mean, see, it wasn't as bad to me. It wasn't as bad because you just like expected all the stupid. And again, the main event, good match. Morrison and Priest, good match. Asuka and Rhea, good match. Cedric and Shelton, good match. Way too short. Sheamus and Roberto stole the night.
Still craziness.
And I still put that on him, on Sheamus. But I mean, RK Bro makes you smile because you say what you just watch them building up like all the night together. Never mind the match, it's working. And if we just got rid of Charlotte, Reginald, and Nia, see Shayna against Mandy and Asuka. There we go. And Dana, get rid of her too. No offense, I get it. She's gymnastic. She's got the ability, but Mandy looks better.
Yeah.
I don't just mean from a physical standpoint. Like in the ring, it's more believable than Dana. Sorry. Not sorry. Never sorry. Or scared.
Fact.
But wasn't that bad. NXT wasn't that bad.
No.
I mean, everyone knew the one thing I could really talk about is God blessed seeing Theory. They gave him more offense than I thought they'd give him.
Yeah.
But nothing beats like what? He's standing up. And to see Theory just get mauled. Like that's what we thought it was going to be. Minus what, like 30 seconds? That's all it was. And I don't think there was a commercial break. I think it was just a straight mauling.
Yeah.
The thing I really took away that was Hannah was here. After it was done, like we just that is the most. All I look at that and all I see is Satan. Like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I can see that. That means they're doing their job. Because you're going, ooh. Granted, again, I haven't watched wrestling in over a decade, so I fully understand. Like went from PG era to that. Like that was good, right? I mean, I put on a good match, and it led into the Gargano thing, which we all knew was coming, and then Finn was there afterwards.
Yeah.
Just right on waiting any lines. So when he loses again, not to say we know what's going to happen, but I mean, there's a reason he's undefeated.
Yeah.
What do they do with him? Wait to see. I just don't see a spot on the main roster, but I don't. Sadly, I mean, where would Finn go?
Yeah.
Nothing against him, but on the main, I'd rather stay in NXT and just work with people at the PC than go anywhere near the main roster right now.
Yeah.
Because he's been there. He's done that. He knows how it's going to go. Cross gets hurt, with in just the normal function of a match. It wasn't a botched spot or anything. He gets hurt. He comes back. Boom, champion right again. Balor gets hurt because of Seth. That was fully on Seth. For trying to throw him like 18 feet on a buckle bomb into a barricade. Pops his shoulder back in. Finishes the match. Has to drop it. And the closest thing they let him back to the title was to get mauled by Brock at the Royal Rumble, I believe it was. Maybe Fastlane. I don't know. But like in a just squash match. So I don't want to see him go back up there. But I don't see Cross, they're not going to beat that streak. His streak's only at 10, but maybe 11 or 12 by now. But I don't see him doing it. I think it being one of those he drops it kind of things. So
I'm sure they'll come up with an angle.
That would be something stupid, but it was a good match theory in Cross. I mean, again,
Yeah.
Austin got him more than I thought they were going to get him.
Yeah, I really thought that was just going to be like wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Night. He looks at Johnny, turns around, just seems like we're busting sticks down the island again. You know?
Yeah.
Bow! Right in the kisser, or the back of the kisser, whatever. But that was a good one. And it builds up again. We built up him and Cross and Gargano and Cross and Balor.
Yeah.
Which is all around good thing because we both want to see both of those matches. I mean, look what Cross did with someone much smaller in Escobar. Granted, he had his minions there too in the street fight, but that was a hell of a match.
Agreed.
So him and Gargano, I think, will be great. Like, even though it's a size difference, and we know what him and Balor will be. So that keeps that title picture, both of them doing good.
Definitely.
Depending on what they do with Gargano and Bronson Reed in the title match next week. Do they finally give Bronson the title? And then you're going, what is he going to do with that? No. That makes you think a little bit more. Where Balor pins Gargano or something, and then boom, there's showing up on the main on Monday night. There's Cross. Boom, like it makes sense. He never lost technically.
True. I mean, that's the only believable thing. You still make him look strong, and then you have that third guy as the scapegoat.
Yeah. And so and boom, he can still just go right up there and be like, "Hi, Bobby."
I think Cross would be ready for SummerSlam.
Run over and just put his forearm right into the back of his grape, and everyone there's MVP freaking out. Where you'll be screaming. I'll be sitting there going, because it's way too late. Oh, well, let me watch it in the morning. Well, I'll probably care that. But I think that'll be the only way to get around that. That's the really big question from last night, because we know they're not going to let him lose, and he'll get pinned or submitted at least himself.
Yeah.
And he's going up to the main roster. I mean, like we all know that. So that seems like actually a really good way to do it without anyone having to ask too many questions. So, yeah, I think that'll be good though. Yeah. It'll be good for NXT. Then everyone else, like, there's not a super crazy size like everyone, like there's none of that super heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to past, instances and stuff like that, but I think Paul doesn't want to back himself into a corner too many times, or at least not too far where it's beyond.
And where it's
controllable.
It's irreconcilable.
Yeah.
So that was it. But that was my thing on that. You got to think on what you're feeling. I mean, Breezango and MSK, that was because Breezango, both of them can wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
I think they're being violently underused.
Yeah, just seeing the back and forth. It was a clean win, which is good. Makes MSK look good. I mean, still makes Breezango look good. They didn't win.
Yeah.
But again, just chemistry with the NXT tag team division. It doesn't matter who's wrestling who. It's always good wrestling.
Yeah.
And there's really never a story to it. So, that's what I like about NXT's tag team division. It's like the Attitude Era with APA, ENC, Dudley's, Hardy's, just too cool. I mean, just they wrestle. There's no story to it. They just, I mean, you don't need to really build up any kind of story. Just let them keep wrestling. I like just some good old wrestling. Necessarily, you can, I guess, in a sense, you build a story through the tag team division, but not like a cemented kind of story. It's just like, okay, all these guys are feeding off each other, making the belts, not making themselves, but making the tag team titles themselves worth defending.
Yes.
In the sense of that, just again back in the remnants of the Attitude Era. It wasn't it was the tag teams making the championships and the championship making the tag teams.
Yeah, same time.
Yeah.
And it was all really good. No one had to put a lot of crazy extra thought into it, and just everyone like the way they did it with just everyone, like everyone had a fair share.
Oh yeah.
At the titles, it was all believable that everyone could be the champion, and they did a good job at it. And that was nice storytelling without having to tell a story.
And it's nice. It's nice to have that again, where they can say, you two, you're wrestling each other, and they just said, like, okay, cool, and they accomplished that, without having to. Yeah.
SmackDown. Bless you. They should do that on SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown. Where they have nothing, but
Yeah.
I think that's getting fixed too. But
I hope so.
we talked about it. I think what we talked about on the
Yeah.
episode for I think that
Yeah, it's going to go to the Mysterios and
Yeah.
it's going to go to the Usos, and then we'll
and they say
kinda-
the Mysterios can work with
yeah,
Ziggler and Rude until then, and then the Usos can get it, and then that can move to them and the Street Profits, and like they could actually build like something
oh yeah,
real. So like I'm looking forward to that. But
yeah. 'cause
on to the
face it-
next.
Yeah, face it, we need the Usos as tag
That
team.
was my first thought when I saw him back. Like, thank God.
Yeah,
Like, look what they've done to the division since.
Yeah.
got hurt.
I really think Usos and Profits are going to really elevate SmackDown in that sense.
Just like the Usos and the New Day.
So on to who do we have here? Leon Ruff and old Pete Skis.
Peachkeys.
Short match, typical.
Expected.
Yeah, like there wasn't. I didn't expect it to be long and drawn out.
You have to wait with the title matches they had set up. No way,
Yeah.
that was going to be anything more than that.
With how many title? Yeah, agreed. Like
2 out of 3 falls match and the women's title match, but everything that night, like last, was pretty much set up to be just not that long.
Yeah.
And
And then
against the talent.
And then we have Bronson Reed getting laid out. Typical kind of.
But I think just because everything I said, I could be totally wrong, but I think that it'll be his time next week, just so he can keep doing things. And then again, we could have a Gargano, Balor, just all that. Because I think that'd be a hell of a match too. And then Theory would get involved. Like there'd be so much stupid where he'd never have to lose and everything would be okay. So, but Bronson, I think it's his time. For all the stuff he can do, Moonsault, not a short weeks ago, you're looking at him going, no. Oh.
Hey, can do that.
So I think, and the character, though, I think he's deserving of it to me. I could be like one of the few, but I think he deserves it. And him and Johnny always put on great matches. So
yeah,
that'll be a great one. See how that all works out, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think they won't piss us off that bad. Don't worry, they'll still piss us off because what the hell are they doing if they're not? But I think it'll be good. I got faith. Ish. I know you had to say ish. I did.
So then that brings us to another championship match, Gonzalez and Martinez. I liked it. Really just a regular back and forth kind of thing, clean win, nothing crazy. I'm not believable in Gonzalez yet.
I've never liked her. I'm trying to be mean. I can't get behind it and believe it.
I really don't know what to think of her, to be honest with you.
I don't think anything good, and that's nothing against her. It's just
no,
like the Nia theory. What the hell do you do?
Yeah, too soon. To me, too soon.
And it's been a year.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Like down since day one ish. Well, this has been a year ish, and she's already there. And guess what? Her in-ring stuff isn't that good. Her microphone isn't that good.
No. And I don't know what the method to the madness is. I really don't. I could, understand why they would put the women's title on Martinez, because I think it would work better.
Yeah.
With program-wise, with other women,
she's got the experience, the skills. It's more believable. It's not like, because Hannah, like hair Lou, like what? That's a man. Well, like, yeah, kind of. She's built like one. She's bigger than most of the guys on the roster. It's like I thought Io should have held on just because it's only been a year. Like, let her have her moment, and then have her start running back through everybody to get back to that shot, and then she wins. So it's like a good 2 years, like for just then you believe it. But in the business altogether for a year, and you had her lose to Io, because who else could you believe is going to beat Io? I don't know, anyone. Like, no offense to people the size of like Rhea, you could believe almost anyone beating Rhea. Charlotte, Io, you believed Io beaten, like when Rhea had a rematch against Charlotte. Io's there. You believed it.
Yeah.
Like you could believe like Rhea's, and she's not the size of everyone else.
True.
Mercedes, she's bigger than a lot of them, but you could believe her doing stuff. Like there's like Raquel, she's not good at selling, she's not good on the mic. And you don't believe that anything's gonna beat her. No offense to her. I mean, this is her passion. It's what she's doing. I'm not taking that away from her, but I know I sound mean, but like what the hell do you want from me? I'm just being honest here.
No, I mean, I agree. It's just too soon. It's like when some of these people come up to the main roster too soon, it's just like, and they're gone.
Apollo.
Yeah. So that brings us to Swerve and his little entourage, Hit Row.
Hit Row. Like that was a good. I was like, yeah, hey, that's.
Don't know where they're gonna go with that. Because there's
I do think Swerve has the charisma though and everything and the mic skills on it to be able to
carry it.
Yeah, be able to do it. I mean, he's been there long enough, and every time he does something, like and since he's turned heel, like you believe it all. Like you believed him when he was running and trying to get the title from Escobar, then he turned heel, and you still believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know like anything about all them and what they can do, but he does have the ability to save it.
I'm just wondering what they're gonna. Other faction is going to get involved, or is it just going to be one of those things where he just runs through people? I don't know.
I can think they could do a slow build with it too. He can get the cruiserweight title, then he can move on to the North. Like he could slowly just like this could be a couple more years to fully really get it and get well, and he could win all the titles. Like I'd believe him as maybe I'd believe him as NXT champion. Why not? Smaller people have had
as long as it's dropped by the right person.
Yeah, as long as it's done right, it's okay. Yeah. You believe it. So I'm like,
they can really take the clay and really slowly mold things.
Yeah, and that's what they used to do. Like then just like stop barreling through it. Let's just let it slowly naturally do its thing. You got to like just naturally do it. Why is this forced down people's throat? That's where you get like die Rocky die signs from and chants. And Roman getting booed out of the Rock got booed out of the building with Roman. Like that's how much people are tired of you forcing stuff down people's throat. Just let him naturally do it. And again, look how far he's come. Just because at the beginning of 2020, he was totally a face, if I remember correctly.
I believe.
Now look at him now. Like he's got his own thing. Like he can talk. All of his matches are great. I mean, he's working with Leon, and they have great chemistry together. But even the stuff without him, it was great. Like so, I'm fully for it. I just want to see what they're going to do with it, and I hope they keep doing it slow. Just to let it naturally, just slowly do its thing instead of trying to just rail it. Because keep signing him. What? He's so young. You can keep just so you can slowly do it. Keep him on there, and you can make like something really good, like they used to do. I just miss the slow builds.
Moving on to slow build, and I think they're doing it the right way. Mr. O'Reilly and Lorcan. I think at this point they're playing it safe with O'Reilly. Maybe giving him a proper build. Wish they changed the kind of character stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why the hell that lasted.
I think they're still like trying to feel that out to see where it goes. But
I know because they do it once. Let's go and try to do it.
They're utilizing him well so far. They're not just throwing him in. They're not.
And I'm not judging it. It's just
no, it's
like we get it, but like can we like get growth past this?
That brain buster was pretty sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not like that stuff is still there. It's just the character wise. Guess what? The critics were very much in, and everyone that I saw was very much in agreement.
Yeah.
How about we don't do that? We like old Kyle.
But then we have Dunn attack O'Reilly, so it's like
it'll be a hell of a match.
Yeah, but
and I think that's really they're just what those match for takeover in your house. What those two? Why? Because it'll tear the house down.
Yeah,
I think that's literally all that's for.
Who do you really see winning? Do they put O'Reilly over and make him legit? I could see it happening. Dunn has done enough to where I think at the point where he could afford to lose one, but still look strong. I mean, either way, the match is going to be great. So
he definitely could.
Even if Dunn loses, he's still going to look good. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
as long as they don't move him up to the main. As long as they don't move him up to the main roster.
Yeah.
I think he
I would
deserves an
would
NXT champion, not NXT UK. But
yeah,
but
mean,
I would love to see it. But you know what they do if he got up there.
yeah,
Like everyone's like, oh, but not everyone. Wow, because 9 out of 10 of them get like
yeah.
they're there, and then
Yeah, I could see Dunn and Sheamus. I really do. That would be
like that could be
as
really
a
good.
first title,
Yeah.
first title,
Like that could be really, really good.
Yeah.
As long as they give him it and then give them a run. Just give them a run to build it. That's all
Oh,
you
yeah.
need. If you're gonna bring it, like they bring them in and they have them do those, and they either lose or they get the title and lose it like 10 minutes later. Like actually
Yeah.
let them come in and just give them a run. Like Pete Dunne can go.
Oh yeah.
Like almost no one else. Like so if they do it right, yes. But if they do it like they normally do, please God, keep him away from the main roster
Yeah.
because they suck.
So that
At least
brings
on the
us
Raw
to-
side.
So that brings us to the last match tonight, which was absolutely amazing, which we already knew was going to be absolutely amazing. The 2 out of 3 falls. I'm kind of glad they went with this type of match because, you know, and it was. I mean, I would love to see Escobar win one, but I don't think he really, needs it right now. He doesn't.
He just went through everybody. He doesn't need it.
He's got the charisma. He's going through everybody. He's got his little LDF thing going on.
And he went through everybody. Like
yeah.
And what did Kushida do? They just kept getting him to that point, and then
So
like this is a hell of a run.
Kushida's really getting his dude finally, and
it's a breath of fresh air to the whole thing because then
Yes,
Escobar can go go with whoever, he can go do whatever the hell he wants. And that opens up the doors, and we have all new matches with everybody that we saw try to get the cruiserweight title, except now they're going against Kushida, which is a completely different style between the two of them.
And honestly, I kind of wish they didn't let Andrade go, because I think an Andrade and Escobar match would be
a hell of a match.
Oh yeah, like that could have been.
Andrade has no charisma, but damn, could he go?
But he's got the skill.
He could go.
You could have Escobar really carry it.
Character-wise, I'm saying though, he can't like Andrade. Like he is like, see this is a cheap, very cheap bottle cap for this water. This has more charisma than Andrade, but damn, could he go?
Oh yeah.
Like if they just let him go, that's the problem. You get in WWE, you have your small little moveset in WWE.
I'm not gonna lie, if I could figure out a way to watch him and Del Rio, because I honestly think it's gonna be very underrated.
Del Rio probably like kidnap him and throw him in his car.
I don't know, but I honestly think just out of faith that match is going to end up being a good match. It's going to be underrated, and it's going to and I hope it does. I hope it makes Vince go.
Yeah,
should at least got rid of Andrade. I mean, Del Rio I can understand because he doesn't want to deal with all that political.
Really, what are you going to do with like Andrade though? What were they going to do with him? Like
they could have sent him back.
He had no charisma and he couldn't. Yeah, but
he could send him back down to NXT just to wrestle.
Yeah, but
I would have been fine with that.
But I'm pretty sure he wouldn't.
But at least he's doing something. He's still getting.
So now he's going and doing this. Yeah, and guess what? That doesn't mean much. Like I'm sorry. Learn to talk. Like Jesus, God Almighty. Look at the people that are from like Asuka. You can get a lot of words out of her.
Yeah.
And he couldn't talk, and they got rid of Zelina. And it was just.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. You've been around the country for this long. Maybe you should learn how to talk. You've been in wrestling for this long. Learn how to talk. Like Asuka learned enough words where she can at least go and you can understand it.
Yeah.
Shinsuke, same thing. Like Andrade, nothing. Like you just look at him. He didn't even have it. Like he never made anyone gravitate towards him with anything he did to try to build anything in the ring, except for his moves. He had his moves. Otherwise, like you couldn't even get behind him when he was doing his stuff trying to get the crowd, because they all looked at him going,
I had to send him to New Japan. He'll fit in real well.
Just send him somewhere. And hopefully he does so well that they get Charlotte to go with them.
He is young enough to do the full.
Do a thing and come back.
I think he's young enough to do the whole full circle Drew McIntyre thing. Go wrestle for some other promotions.
I'm not against that.
Yeah,
I'm not against that. Just his character wise, I'm sorry. Like for how long he's been there, if it wasn't for Zelina walking around like in her body suits and everything else on the microphone, he had nothing. There was no character.
Yeah.
It was like, how the hell did you last this long?
I mean, but for God's sake, you had Mark Maron Sable.
There you go.
But again, different ethnicity, not to get any racial or other types of offensiveness. But
congratulations, Snowflake. No one was going to think about it until you said it.
well, you know.
Now we're going to have people watching the show going after all that, just like they're saying that Snow White's kiss from the prince or One True Love is promoting rape culture because she didn't ask for it. Like, so you had to go and say it. That just makes it easier for him, and which makes it easier for me. Nothing wakes me up more than just stupid. The best part is now I'm leaning in just for dramatic effect because it's all right here. Stupid.
Hashtag free Pepe Le Pew. I mean, he already went there for Snow White. I mean,
but that's the newest one. Like, that's what they're going after. Like, don't go and even mention it because they're going to find a reason regardless.
I'm surprised they didn't take Pepe Le Pew out of Space Jam. I'm surprised they haven't taken out Walt Looney Tunes episode yet. I'm waiting for that.
They did the new one. They took him out of the new one.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, I not to go off on a tangent, but they were gonna have like a whole like scene in that had them sitting down with him and trying to explain that you should do this and do this that before getting all I'm so glad they didn't because just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, just
same few wrestling matches that I keep watching over and over again. Me.
I figured you'd like that one.
But it was a good, yeah. It was all good though. Like, we'll see what they do with it.
I mean, NXT cheered me up. I mean, Raw was okay, but NXT
Raw wasn't as bad as you made it. I mean, like, again, look what they're building on. They're building off the stuff that they've been building for like forever that we already saw 3 weeks ago. Like, there was no way to make that any better. Like, they did good compared to the first week when they were trying to start it all. Like, we were all
hashtag where's Bray Wyatt.
And then the second one, like, at least like that was good. There was good, like, so I don't know. I didn't think it was that cataclysmic, but that being said, we'll move on to the next day. There's always another day, so we could talk about whatever list we have. Wonder why? Because we just killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
Or if you're Chuck Norris and you kill 2 stones with 1 bird, God bless you, Chuck Norris, not Stevens.
I was about to say, make sure, yeah.
Screw you, Chuck. Stevens,
not Norris.
But I enjoyed it. Again, all the episodes are under the same moniker of Wrestling with Ski. The videos are on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. The audio is on Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Google Podcasts, and Overcast under the same name of Wrestling with Ski. Like, share, comment, and repeat.
And I'm thinking shocking title wins.
Works for me, as long as we don't talk about Jinder Mahal.
There's 5 of them that I feel, and whatever you may feel as well. But one I definitely should have put a prop bet on, and I would have been really that one guy.
Hey,
and I'm not going to say which one it is.
I can't.
Daniel Stevens does know which one I'm talking about.
I can't do those things down here because it's not legal down here for me to do those. Bastards. There. Sorry, people. I made it all the way to the end. Bastards. I do all the other gambling, but no, you can't do the ones that will actually make you any money. Thank you, North Carolina.
Happens.
Still love y'all. At least it wasn't 40 degrees here the other day. Like, I mean, at one point it was 87 degrees here, and it was 40 in Michigan. And hell, it's been 80 here the last couple of weeks and snowing up there. So
now more rain my way than anything.
Now we're out of gas, but that's because people.
And soon to be toilet paper because the price of wood's going up.
Telling you, hemp.
Baby wipes. Flushable baby wipes.
Well, I have those, but listen to like Riddle with hemp. Compared to trees, takes what, 4 months, 5 months to get mature hemp plants. Out of the acres you could do, chop them all down, start over again. That is like compared to the like 40 years it takes for a tree to be mature enough for them to take down and do anything.
Yeah.
Hemp, people, hemp. I'm not talking about like getting everyone baked, but hemp. It's much more productive. And our friend RVD will agree in his dark sunglasses and his wicked suit because he's RVD, and well, why not? But until tomorrow, my friends, he's Justin. I'm Ski. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll be back tomorrow. Right? Peace.